happen. Does that mean that what we are faced with is only going to get worse? Because today, internationally, inflation is going up. So, if your economy is import driven, what that means is where you're buying your products, inflation going up. And then if you bring it into this country, you're buying in dollars. The cedi is depreciating also. So, double agony. What can we do with? Is your budget budgeting? What is your economy today? This morning we are joined by Dr. Barnet Quaicoo, who's Executive Director of the International Development Association. And we also will be joined by Gideon Aboagye, who is the C.O.O. of Dragon Group of Companies. He's an agribusiness expert. Joseph Paddy is Director of Communications of GUTA. For many of you, you knew him as the Chairman of the Spare Parts Dealers Association. How his economy has been impacted by depreciating Ghana cedi and a rising inflation. As always, we do this with you. Why don't you get onto Twitter, use the hashtag JoySMS. Tell us what your thoughts are. But I have been advised not to attempt converting my salary into dollars again. We will get to that. Raymond Acquah is here. I don't know whether you've done so. Well, Vodafone says experience real-time customer care at your convenience using Vodafone Ghana's digital channels. Send money for free, buy data, airtime, pay bills, and more on my Vodafone app and my Vodafone web. Download my Vodafone app on Google Play, App Store, and Huawei Gallery, and visit my Vodafone web 01300 or via SMS on 655 or on Facebook Messenger. You can also tweet at us. That's Ask Vodafone GH, or send your queries via email to info.gh@vodafone.com. Vodafone, further together. But if you're looking for a one-seater, two-seater, three-seater, or L-shaped sofa crafted to the finest details and available in various colors for your home, office, or hotel, if you're looking for comfort, durability, quality, and that perfect finishing, look no further, because Latest Foam is your one-stop shop, whatever your choice or budget. But the attention of the management of Latest Foam has been drawn to the fraudulent act. It does not do trading on social media. And whoever transacts business on Latest Foam products on such platforms does so at his or her own risk. The management therefore wishes to alert the public to such activities and advise them against payment for its products via social media. It further advises the public to visit the showrooms of Latest Foam and accredited dealers across the country for its high-quality products. Latest Foam, your partner for life. And getting cash on the go from an ABSA ATM is now so easy, even when you do not have your contactless ABSA debit card with you. For the first time in Ghana, you can withdraw money from any select ATM QR Cash to scan the QR code on the ATM screen, follow the prompts, and get your cash out easy. That's another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA. Download the ABSA mobile banking app now to get started, or visit the nearest ABSA branch to sign up. And you know, with over 10 million Ghana cedis claims in paid to policyholders and beneficiaries over the last 5 years, you can now enjoy a full year hospital and life insurance policy right on your mobile phone for only 130 Ghana cedis a year on your AO Recharge with Care policy. Subscribe to AO Recharge expenses, 120 Ghana cedis daily hospital cash benefit to support hospital admission bills, and a 10% no claim cashback. Make life simple. Dial *928 *101 hash to sign up to AO Recharge with Care annual cover now. To learn more, contact us on WhatsApp 0596 918235 or visit our Facebook and Instagram pages at AO Ghana. AO, because you care. All right, so let's get into the conversation. Let's start the conversation now. And, you know, we've been talking about the Ghanaian economy. We're talking about the Ghanaian economy. Why? Because with inflation at 37.2%, and a depreciating Ghana cedi. At the beginning of the year, it was about 6 Ghana cedis to a dollar. Today, it's 12 Ghana cedis if you get to the forex bureaus. How is this a crisis? Sadly, because of the rising costs, businesses are struggling to increase salaries. And so what that means is that your disposable income reduces by the month, or in effect, by the day. So this morning we're joined by Dr. Barnet Quaicoo, who's Executive Director, International Development Associate. Gideon Aboagye is the Chief Operations Officer, Dragon Group of Companies. Is an agribusiness expert. Nana Yao is a hotelier in the Sojaman district of the Eastern region. And Joseph Paddy is a spare parts dealer. He's joined us in studio. Of course, Raymond Acquah is here, and he's been talking about the national security warning. Don't try converting your salary into dollars. You wouldn't like it. Let me say good morning to you, Dr. Quaicoo. Good morning to you, Gideon Aboagye. And good morning, Nana Yao. And good morning to you, Joseph.
Good morning.
Good morning to your viewers.
Good morning.
I hope you're all doing very well this morning.
Well,
could have been better from my side.
Grace is keeping this.
Are you saying could be better from your side?
Exactly. So the inflation and the exchange rate as we see it now has been going up, and there is nothing we are doing that is stopping it. I will take it from a personal point of view.
Please do.
I keep a family in the UK, and therefore at any point in time, I need to change some money and get it to them for their upkeep. And therefore, this month, whatever I have to change, if I change and it was to the pound 7 cedi, the next month is gone to 8 cedi. In my abilities to do things for my family down. This is just me. It's the same way that it reflects on businesses, especially small businesses that has to sell to consumers, get their money, purchase stuff, probably import stuff from other countries in dollars. And if each day the dollar is changing, the volatility is too much for them to appreciate. The normal business person who is not sophisticated in terms of analyzing these things cannot appreciate it, and therefore cannot even incorporate it into his price. And therefore he brings stuff, at the end of the day, sells everything, and he makes losses. There is no cushion. There is no, with loans from banks at higher interest rates, and at the end of the day, if they are not careful, they collapse. And this is what we have to deal with as I talk to you.
Now, let's stay with your situation. So, while you talk about, a depreciating cedi, meaning that you'd have to increase the monies that the cedi equivalent of the money that you send abroad, has your conditions improved?
No, and that is the unfortunate side of it. So, once you are static in terms of the inflows of your cedi.
So, in effect, you're saying that you've become worse off.
Definitely. I've become worse off. And therefore, at a point, all you need to do is to pick and choose things that you may not, you have to stop doing so that you can at least mobilize that much, and therefore so that you keep the family going. So definitely. So things that are not of necessity, now you have to cut down, and then you have to make some to replace it in terms of consumption.
Let me bring Gideon in at this point, because you're an agribusiness person. How is the depreciating Ghana cedi and a rising rate of inflation affecting you, Gideon?
Yeah, good morning once again. It's really affecting us because aside our raw material, which we source locally, all the other components that we use in our production, it's imported. What we call pressing and other things. You have a situation where you use a lot of spare parts, spares for replacement of worn-out parts of the machine, and it's getting really, really, really worse. Also, because prices are going up, especially fuel, it means that cutting products from the farm gate to the factory is also having a challenge because prices of transporting the goods from the north to the south is really escalating at a very fast pace. And also your purchasing power, you are unable to maybe increase their salaries at the same rate as the level of inflation. It creates a lot of problems. And you cannot also increase your price because there are pegs against imported products that are coming in which are slightly cheaper. So it looks like we are being hit from all fronts, and that's the sad aspect of this whole issue.
Okay, let me just dwell on the competition between your products and the imported products. So, are you suggesting that in your case, unlike other businesses when you would have to probably transfer the margins onto the consumer, you are having to?
We are hoping for better times ahead, and so we keep going.
So while you hope for better times ahead, clearly businesses must run to make profits, or or definitely break even, and not make losses. Within this time, if you're making losses and you have to resort to borrowing, you're going to borrow at a higher.
What we mostly do in such difficult times is to ramp up production so that you can spread out your cost of production really well, and look at how you distribute your resources to make sure that you are very efficient, and also even if you are making losses, there are losses that you should be able to manage.
Okay.
So that is what we've done. And with our experience of over 2 decades, we've seen a lot. And so but it comes with its own challenges, that how long will you be able to sustain yourself when there's this reoccurring situation almost every maximum 5-6 years, this situation reoccurs again. It's a bit worrying. But like I'm saying, we have machines that needs to work, and they need to work. Without it working, it means we're out. And so you put all the risk aside and just focus on doing the things that will make you efficient and also minimize your losses. We are making losses, but we believe if we don't do it, we are going to move about 100 workers home. And I can't imagine myself seeing my workers going home just because we are unable to keep some of these things going. So there are losses that we have to accommodate and keep moving. That's the only way we can survive.
Okay.
Because we're not going to get any interventions from the government or something. We just have to keep going.
But while you keep going, I'm just curious. I mean, yes, you've talked about in reducing the cost of production. How are you doing that? Does it include labor?
Mostly, that is the most easiest one that you can do. But then, if you reduce the strength of your labor, it's likely to also affect your productivity, especially if you have systems that has to be manned by human beings. And so, labor really doesn't come up as the first option that in our industry you want to get rid of. But what you can, certain lapses and inefficiencies are properly corrected and get things going,
Okay, I'll get back to you.
We find ourselves in, let's say, an industrial area, Tema, and so electricity is slightly better as compared to other places. But even that, the light-off that we get, at least every week, we in our area, we get about 4 hours of light-off. It means that we have to switch on the generators to compensate for it. And currently, it has become so expensive that we've decided from this month going, anytime the light goes off, we'll just switch the genset on to come up. Because without that, it's very expensive. These are very huge plants that we use to augment our production anytime the national grid goes off. And these are some of the decisions that we've taken so that we'll be able to suppress the cost that is involved in running the genset anytime the national grid goes off.
But doesn't that also affect your output?
It does, but on a scale on 1-to-1 in terms of, and that is what we've done to survive for the last 3 months when we started seeing all these huge changes in price of fuel and also, escalating in inflation.
Just stay with us. I'll come back to you, but let me get to Nana Yao, who is a hotelier in the Sojaman district of the Eastern region. Nana, how is it impacting your sector? How is it impacting your business?
Well, good morning, Winston. Good morning. Yes. Now, if you're a follower of tourism and hospitality, in Ghana, you attest to the fact that the Sojaman district is like a hub of tourism in the country, Acquah, Timpoku, Senchi area.
Sure.
But as things stand now, well, it's not looking good. Even though, most of it's common knowledge that most of the hotels hedge their rates to the dollar. Mm-hmm. I mean, we cannot keep pace with by the minute. And like you said, or one of your colleagues said, if you convert your wages to dollars now, you will know where you stand as things are now. And so if you want to come and spend time with your family in a hotel in Senchi or anywhere, if 3 months ago you were paying maybe $50 as compared to now, then for a very long time, I'm still on 8.5 to the dollar, even though the dollar is hovering around 12. Because I just cannot change. People's wages have not gone up by the rate at which the cedi has depreciated. So it's a big problem. I mean, if you look at the hotel industry, the main drivers or the main driver of cost for our industry is utility, electricity and water. We went up by 27% not too long ago. I'm yet to receive my bill to see what the government has done for us, because I kept advocating. Every time I've had opportunity to talk on your platform, I've kept advocating that hotels must be looked at in terms of giving us special rates for utilities if we want to drive the hospitality industry. Look, apart from that, my colleague who spoke before me talked about increasing cost of fuel, and the cost of diesel. I mean, it's distressing. It's so bad. The last time my water heater got spoiled, I went to go and look for one. I bought water heater early this year for 420 cedis. Ariston water heater, 10 liter. Today is 950 cedis. So if I have to change my water heater, then you can imagine what is happening to me. It is bad. Things have just gone so bad. The price of towels, beds, and you don't know what to do. The last time we had a discussion on the 15th of August, if you remember, this same discussion, a box of sausage was being sold at 190 cedis. Today it's 320 cedis.
Wow.
You can just work out the math and see. A bag of lily rice from 354 to 430 cedis. The last time we spoke, bread had moved. There's a popular bakery on the Temakosomo Road. I don't want to mention names.
Sure.
The price of bread has moved from 4 cedis to 7 cedis to 12 cedis. Even just yesterday, I bought bread at 12 cedis from that bakery. I know it's not their fault. I'm not blaming anybody. But I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you a picture of what is happening. Look, and in other jurisdictions, other countries where the health of the economy is dependent on price of bread, if we're in that jurisdiction, then you can imagine what will happen here. The price of bread alone can cause a change in government. So we should know where we stand as a country and do something and act quickly before things get out of hand.
We'll get to acting quickly and what can be done. But listening to you tell us all the challenges that you're going through, the price of sausage, it's now 200% increase from, the price 2 months ago. And bearing in mind that, for many of you hoteliers, you provide breakfast for free and you are not increasing, your rates, you're still pegging it at 8.5 to the dollar. How are you coping? You're making some profits?
Well, see, Winston, we have to survive. Like I said earlier, I have not been able to change my rate from 8.5 to about converting his salary into dollars. And
I did.
I mean, if you want to come and sleep in a hotel for three nights, you can imagine the cost to you. So as much as we want to increase, we also think about our guests. And we try to absorb. For how long we are going to absorb, only God knows. When we get there, we'll see.
How long can you absorb?
Well, for now, it's difficult. I just think about the business. It is better to manage with the scraps now than to increase so high to the point where you don't have people visiting the hotel anymore. So it's a bit of a difficulty now.
Okay, I'll get back to all of you. We'll get back and look at how things were probably at the beginning of the year, because we are all talking about the last 3 involved in that business. How's it going with you?
I don't know how to describe it, but out I would say things fall apart.
But you must
The
describe
center
it as
cannot
falling
hold.
apart, because at least you've heard Nanaya. He's talked about the problems, but he said he's able to. He's managing in the typical Ghanaian sense.
Yeah, I think he's been economical to the situation on the ground. Yeah, per his communication, he's been too economical to the situation on the ground. It's extremely difficult. I wish you could play back the Barnet's voice again. I'll be very grateful.
Hold on a minute. Let's listen to that and I'll ask you why it was enjoyable. Listen.
The Ghana cedi is currently in free fall and depreciating virtually on a daily basis. In fact, this is what you are seeing as a Midonyami exchange rate, because it is going all the way.
So if,
how would you
that's
determine
how
that?
difficulty the situation is now. I was telling you, I borrowed money to a friend. That's $10,000 to transact some business. Yes, after that it was 6.2. So it was owing me 62,000 Ghana cedis. Now he has to pay me now, and he's supposed to pay me 120,000 Ghana cedis. This one is over Midonyami. This is how difficult businesses find them. And in interest rates, we keep on seeing those increases. Recently, Bank of Ghana has increased the reference rate, the policy rate, to 24, trying to curb inflation or whatever.
Yes.
And now you go to the bank, you are borrowing at the rate of 41%. Which hotelier or which business in Ghana can survive under this dispensation? That's why I said the gentleman has been economical with the situation. Because no, of maybe about 20-footer container. A friend was clearing a container of batteries, and he was paying almost 250,000 for 20-footer, about 110 pieces batteries. How can this business survive? So people are already out of business. Like I said earlier on, some time ago, some of the businesses are in intensive care, increasing in taxes. Meanwhile, the vice president said we are moving from taxation to production. So what happened there? Recently, I traveled outside there, thinking that cost of tilapia in Accra is expensive. So I went somewhere, Akosombo area, just trying to get a tilapia. Recently, when they opened the dam, they were flowing just the tilapia alone. I said, my God. So for me, I'm not going to go to that place again. So that man is losing business.
Oh, you won't go there again?
Oh, why should I go with the huge tax component? How much is, maybe the tilapia is about 25 cedis or 30 cedis. But when you putting all things together, it's getting to, I paid almost about 70 cedis. It's going to lose business because I can't afford. I said earlier on, I buy fuel just about 200 Ghana cedis some time ago, not quite long, just to travel down to Akosombo. Now I have to buy about 800 cedis. And even when I get to Temaran about, my light is red.
As so when you are returning,
when I'm returning it back to Accra, I have not even gotten to Accra.
You use a V8.
I don't use a V8. I use a 1.8 car.
Back.
You see,
1.8.
But you see, some fine. A day you have to spend about 200 Ghana cedis for fuel. Seriously, even running Accra. So this is how difficult the situation is. And our people down there, Winston, now that is why GUTA have resolved that on Wednesday they are going to close down their shops. Seriously, because they are losing businesses. For them to keeping on trading, they better close down their shops.
I mean,
for example, and you are supposed to change this money into dollar term and send to your supplier. Now the suppliers are even begging us to come for product. We say no, they should keep it because you can't afford. You need so much money to top up to get the same money. Just imagine almost about 100% increase in the exchange rate. So it's a worrying, it's a difficult situation.
Let's look at, let me just come down to an area which is likely to happen is an increase in transport fares. And they always would look at, part of, the cost of spare parts too.
Yeah.
How is the depreciating Ghana cedi affecting you? Because you basically, technically you import everything into this country.
Yeah, we import everything to this country, but is it the fault of the Ghanaian? The man that just said the agri-business that is produced here. So it's not the fault of the Ghanaian businessman to go out there to go and outsource some of this product. But spare parts, yes, is going to increase, it is going to go up because we also use dollar to import. The prices out there is the same, But you come, and the sad part of it is that we say almost every Tuesday, the rate that they used to calculate duty for is changed at the port. One week when you go, you can collect the same item for 14,000. I have to pass it on to the consumer because I need to pay my bankers, my creditors.
Are the consumers able to buy?
And the consumers are not able to afford. That is why we are going to close down the shop. They are not buying. The market, to surprise you, I wish this morning after your program, walk through Owusu and see no traffic compared to
Any discomfort, you can use it for some time.
Yes, go and look at the workshops. The cars that are parked there, they have owners, but we can't find the owners. They are owners of those cars. Now mechanics and fitters are complaining that their workshops are choked because the owners are not coming.
When they call the owners to come,
go park there, check it for me. Oh, your shocks is bad, your ball joint is bad, your tie rod is bad. How much is going to cost? It's going to cost about 5,000. I'll come back. And that's all. So now they've used the mechanical shops as their car garages. That's a difficult situation.
Okay, that's a difficult situation. I'll come back to all of you. We need to find ways that you believe we can address, these challenges. But I said that's a national security warning.
National security warning.
Winston, we want to know the conversion.
No, I wouldn't share that with you.
I was saying that just last week, I saw they had increased the allowance for NHS. It's just like my salary.
And you mentioned allowance now.
Yeah, you want me to say that?
No, you won't say
that. It's like your salary in pounds.
Yes.
Okay.
You get the point, right? It. So that's how. Actually, I mean, my entire month's wage. But let me bring. There's a conversation that happens consistently. Yes, imported inflation is still higher than the local inflation, but the difference is not that huge, actually. It's just like 5 percentage points. If you break down for that dairy products and Mamavi eggs,
yes.
49%. Yeah. Sugar, and also confectionery and other desserts, 48%. Cereals and cereal products, 46%. Fruits and vegetable juices, 45%. Fish and other seafood is gonna buy 44%, 39%. Live, meat and other parts of slaughtered land animals, 38.8%. If you put this together, we are talking here about perhaps all the protein and other food sources that we consume. The only ones that's the lowest actually. Cocoa drinks. Cocoa, the one that we make in Ghana, cocoa, 25%. Coffee and coffee substitutes, 25%. Soft drinks, 34%. Ready-made food and other products, that's also 37%. And I'm staying with food for a simple reason. The simple reason being that if you want to substitute, which is the highest contributor being 58.9%, which ones will you substitute water with today?
Nothing.
So the options that they give us that, you can do other things. Don't take these kinds. What else can I go to replace with water? It appears the government is not seeing it as a big problem like we're all seeing today. I think that they have checked out of the system and we are in a free fall of a thinking that, it will work out by end of year. They sometimes project it and make it look like from now to this inflationary rate suggests to everybody in this country that we are paying more for the same things, even if you are not getting less for it. Because I know there's a new strategy in the Kenke size that they have actually deployed. So the 3 CD one there's a new 4 CD one. So the 3 and 4 CD. The 4 CD one is the standard size for the previous 3 CD.
Okay.
The old 3 CD has diminished substantively, which means that either you're buying 2 of the 3 CD or choosing to buy the 4 CD.
Exactly. Today, Raymond.
It's as if they are helping
just the ball of food.
What they call it? Some weight control. It's as if they are deliberately helping you with the exercise. They have rounded the chop bars have rounded the fufu like they sell it in restaurants.
The ordinary things that we buy, that we...
Not even a big one. Without the plenty juice and the things that will make it,
So, all the ordinary things that you normally buy. I went to Malata on Friday. Salmon, smoked salmon. The least you'd get is 17 cedis.
Okay.
Egg, cedis. And if you buy it in Nsawam, I went to Nsawam 2 weeks ago and I bought it for 35. I almost did not. Then I realized it was actually a good decision to buy, because when you come into town proper, it's 40 cedis and above a crate of egg. And how how many days would you spend on one crate of egg, especially when you have children?
So we know there's inflation everywhere. The only problem is that our own is extra.
So the dollar has gone to 12 something now. But you're not buying things every day. So why do they keep increasing the prices every day in the name of the dollar? The cedi is going down, the dollar has gone up.
Yeah, because you need to go and change the dollar back, the cedi back to dollar to import again. And therefore, the projection is that if you don't do that, what amount is paid? 1,150 pieces of battery. He paid 235,000 Ghana cedis. It's here.
235,000 Ghana cedis.
It's here.
How much is going to sell one?
How much is going to sell one? So a battery that is costing 400, now he has to sell about 1,200.
Oh, I see. Car battery.
So what happens, Mamavi? What happens? If I don't increase it, then I have to go and look for money somewhere and top up to get my capital. Otherwise, this one has to eat into my capital.
We'll come back and address this issue in detail. We're still joined by Dr. Barnet Quaicoo, who is Executive Director, International Development Associate, Gideon Aboagye, Communications Director of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, who say that they are going to close their shops from Wednesday. This is the Super Morning Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Super Morning Show. Imagine say water wake up at dawn. It's dangerous. Only our neighbor gets water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank gets meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selenium. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank, they carry water pepe, so say some no go left inside the supply.
Accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank. By Duraplast.
The freedom to reduce energy cost in your homes, office, or factory is in your hands. Make optimum use of electrical energy by making maximum use of daylight and use LED light. Open windows to create a cross airflow and only turn on your fans to slow or medium speed when needed. Adjust the temperature of the refrigerator to the optimum range 25 degrees Celsius. It consumes about 70% of the electricity in your home. Change outdated equipment like motors, pumps, compressors, boilers to energy efficient ones. Conduct systemic energy audits and improve efficiency of your significant energy users. Implement a standardized energy management system like the ISO 50001. Visit www.efghana.org. Energy Foundation, ECG, Energy Commission, and sponsored by VRA and GridCo.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and they are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you for just that. Learn member, admission is ongoing.
Gone are the days when good sleep was a nightmare. Today, rest is assured. We have found a solution. Duvets, bedspreads, curtains, and beds. For the quality services we offer, Royal Foam have also been awarded at the 12 Business and Financial Excellence Awards. For good sleep and better relaxation, it should be Royal Foam. For quality, buy Royal Foam. Visit Royal Foam at our showrooms and sales depots across the nation.
Hey, welcome back to work.
Charlie, thanks, bro.
The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Hey, fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and fufu?
How we go do it?
I hope you got tested before the malaria treat. Your boss asked of you.
Okay.
She says she has plenty work for you.
No problem, Charlie. Strength day.
You see, yeah.
When malaria strikes, take Mala 2, containing Artemether and Lumefantrine. Comes in tablet and suspension for the effective treatment of malaria in adults and children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Mala 2 is manufactured.
Hey,
Bra Kofi, your ceiling be smooth, bright and fine, Papa.
That's an understatement. It dey blink like 80 carats white gold. This be Interface plasterboard ceilings. Smooth, bright, and long-lasting. Everybody where they come here, they fill up. Where they direct them go Interface Limited for world-class quality.
If you're involved in new 9999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram interface.limited.
The Energy Commission, in partnership with the Ghana Education Service, is
the event in sporting history is on, and it needs the biggest packages ever. Adansi Travels World Cup packages are the best and the biggest you can find anywhere, with so many options that will blow your mind out. Travel packages for Qatar and Dubai, which includes return flight, hotel accommodation, daily buffet breakfast, airport and in-city transfer, public transport in Doha, complimentary guided Dubai City and shopping tour, and the ultimate FIFA category 3 tickets for Ghana Magic as per package. Ghana, this is big. All at a cost-effective and affordable rate. Terms and conditions apply. So, from the 22nd November to 3rd December, book your spots now. Contact Adansi Travels now on 0593-850079 or 0556-310404. You can visit our office at America.
Of great people with great ambitions, great dreams, and great minds. Africa's great minds need an intelligent computer that can help them interpret their greatness successfully. No matter where you are in your journey to greatness, the HP 290G4 10th generation battery life, slim and sophisticated design, the HP 290G4 1C6W6EA laptop with Intel Core i3 processor makes learning and preparing for success easier and smarter. Start your journey to success today. Buy the HP 2904G 10th generation Intel Core i3 processor and 4GB RAM 1TB memory laptop. Available at all CompuGhana stores. Call 03.
Having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This helps to develop their palate and prepares them better for accepting varieties of adult food as they grow. So go ahead and try any of our 6 Cerelac variants that helps your child's normal growth and development. Cerelac, it's all good, Mum. This advert is FDA approved.
From the shelves to the spreadsheets, you're always hustling. You restock and take stock to make the numbers. Attention, it's what you put in to succeed. You want the best goods at the best price, but your focus is just the beginning. Empower your day. Grow with Google. Visit g.co/Hustle Academy.
Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Civil servants are suffering, and farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering, and industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering, and kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering, and men are suffering. Women are suffering, and children and Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
To ameliorate their conditions. This morning we've been joined by Dr. Barnet Quaicoo, who's Executive Director, International Development Associate, Gideon Aboagye, who's Chief Operations Officer of Dragon Group of Companies. He's also an agribusiness expert, and Nanayal, who's a hotelier in the Sojaman district of the Eastern Region, as well as Joseph Paddy, who is Communications Director. This invites you to watch and support the goodness in women's football, where the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League follow every pass, tackle, and goal as our ladies add some style to fuel your passion for football. Follow the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League on our social media.
And how about getting paid any day with the Access Bank payday loan offering by simply dialing *901*11# now. It's *901*11# *11#. With this unique offer, you can access up to 40% of your net monthly salary before payday to solve pressing needs and still have enough to enjoy on payday. This offer is pulled. Just dial *901 *11# and get your loan in 60 seconds. No documentation required with Access Bank. Any day can be payday. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, call toll free on 0800 004400. Visit our social media or website. Access Bank, more than banking.
And nominations for the 6th edition of your esteemed Ghana Energy Award is officially open. The year, Acquah Innovation Business Award, Energy Institution of the Year, Sustainable Energy Partnership of the Year, Energy Company of the Year, Energy Think Tank of the Year, Sustainable Energy Partnership of the Year, Rising Star Energy Reporter of the Year, and many more categories. To file nominations, visit GhanaEnergyAwards.com. The Ghana Energy Awards is endorsed by the Ministry of Energy and the World Energy Council, Ghana Industry Partners, Volta River Authority, We Power Authority, Ghana Gas, National Petroleum Authority, Menergy Technology, Energy Commission, Sudan Sogli Power, Goil Sticks. Validation is done by Mazas Ghana. Please call 0559 300 631 for sponsorship and or inquiries. Ghana Energy Awards, redefining excellence.
And the budgeting may not be budgeting, but you don't have to sink in your bed. So is your mattress failing to give you the safety and comfort you deserve? Get yourself a Royal Foam mattress, which guarantees you the good sleep and relaxation you deserve. And sales outlets across the country. Don't be left out. Royal Foam wishes to say a big thank you to all our loyal customers for making us win the Silver Award at the 12 Ghana Business and Financial Services Excellence Awards. Please call us on 020-227-1000 for inquiries. Royal Foam, rest assured.
But now time for us to find out from them what they want done immediately to ameliorate their conditions. And I'll start off with you, Gideon, about your Chief Operations Officer, Dragon Group of Companies. Gideon, what do you think should be done immediately?
Okay, what I suggest that should be done is that, one, in our industry or with the people that we work with, earlier this year we had a challenge of our raw materials being exported by some taking of grains and legumes. That LI has expired. All right? Okay. And the information we are gathering from the field is something is not done quickly about it. Maybe that will be the straw that will break the camel's back. Okay. Because the grains, we had product prices going up over 100% at the time of harvest, and it continued. If that happens early next year, that will be a big, big, big issue. And so we will urge respectfully the government to really satisfy itself with the information. I mean, accurate information. Have enough cereals and legumes in this country to enable those who use those products for production of food or feed to keep going. Because if they are to opt to import those products, then maybe next year the cedi and the dollar exchange will be maybe 1 to 22 cedis.
We don't want to get there.
All right? We don't want to get there. And so this is done to stop or to place another embargo on the export of these grains and legumes. We're going to be in big issue because the poultry industry uses a lot of cereals and legumes. And if they are unable to get it locally and they decide to import, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the local currency.
Okay.
And else that will worsen the whole situation. It will worsen even more than what we are seeing now.
Great. Let me bring in Nanayao. Nanayao.
Yes.
What do you want to be done immediately?
Okay. Winston, so, the crux of all these problems we have is the depreciation of the dollar, the cedi. To halt the depreciation, at least they promise us that they are better managers of the economy. If for nothing at all, at least show us what you can do. Because the situation is confusing now. We cannot keep pace with the rate at which the cedi is depreciating. So they should take steady. My colleague panelist who spoke after me talked about going to buy tilapia for 70 cedis. I can sympathize with him. I cannot fault that hotel. You know, tax issues are not within our control.
Sure.
I'm sure the gentleman paid 18.5. And you know the component of this 18.5. I'm sure it's common knowledge.
Yeah.
The COVID recovery is 1%.
Too much.
I am not the one to ask the government why we are paying all this. But this is what we are paying, and this is what he paid on his tilapia. Assuming we have been advocating as hotels, the last time I heard my president, Dr. Nyamike, talking about flat rate. Now, I mean, the bigger picture, in times like this, governments must stand out or must stand up to be counted. What is the government doing to help in local production of rice and poultry? The dollar for the price hikes. So please, as we go forward, look, I am an advocate of free market because I'm a consumer myself. I want the best price for a commodity. I know that it's not going to be overnight for us to turn the production of rice and poultry, but we can start from somewhere.
Sure.
We can start from somewhere. Of course, but what I'm saying is that we can start by encouraging the local producers of rice and poultry in this country and other products to boost production so that at the end of the day, we can stop the dependence on imports of these products, which doesn't help us. Because definitely we need dollars to go and bring these things into the country. So that is what I think should be done.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nanaya.
Sometimes this is how I want to give a scenario. When a car is coming down the slope without brakes, it takes a lot more effort to stop it. If you are not able to stop it, it will crash.
Yeah.
And that's where we are heading to, and it's a difficult time. I know that Bank of Ghana is putting in place a lot. Appreciation CD is that. Let me give three points, I think one of which has been mentioned already. If you look at the Bank of Ghana, World Bank rating, food inflation alone, Ghana has been rated number 1.
Sure.
And this is from January to now. 1, we have the capacity to produce our own food. If we do, we can at least decrease the rate of inflation in terms of food. So why don't we review the program at the Ministry of Food and Agri, the planting for food and jobs? We need to have a good look at it. We need to review it, because the total inflation is an average of other inflation coming from different sectors, food and non-food. If for that non-food we don't have the capacity to arrest it, why don't we focus on the food side and review the program at the Ministry of Agri, inject resources into it, and see how best businesses that are bringing in stuff, importing stuff, we need to also look at review the import tax, because the last time I checked, the items are a lot. There are too many on the list, including COVID tax. So if we can look through the list and review some of them and take some of them, it will help them to breathe, kind of support, and they go out of business. You and I, we know where the economy is going. I think one area we can also look at is to have a program through the Exim Bank, either to also look at the taxes that is imposed on businesses that are exporting. Sometimes when we are discussing these issues, we limit it to import. And let's also throw light on those who are exporting things from our country. Let's review how these people, businesses that are exporting into other countries, are given some cushion, supported to do their business. Those who are farming, those who are producing. So this is what I think in economy. And before we can make headway, we need to change the structure of the economy. We've received many promises from different quarters in terms of our political leaders, but it has remained rhetoric. And we believe that if we put in place things that we have control of, especially with farming, agriculture, which I believe we do. Because where we are now, if we have to say it as it is difficult. It is difficult, especially for smaller businesses. We need to put in place some of these measures to make them suffer.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Quaicoo, who's Executive Director, International Development Associate. Thanks to you also, Gideon Aboagye and Nanaya, for joining us. We're grateful that you made time to join us this morning.
To government. It looks like government is not being sensitive to the plight of the business community. Because government is not communicating. Government is not talking. We don't really know what is the problem. When we are complaining of cost of doing business being high, Bank of Ghana keeps on increasing its policy rate. So what is the problem? When we are complaining that exchange rate is going in market, for duty purpose, if we are going to the port to clear our goods, can you peg the dollar to a certain level? Maybe 8.2 for duty purpose. So that maybe quarterly. So from now to December. We see before then, you go to port right now and say, by now we should have gotten our Christmas product now. You go to the port, Golden Jubilee. At times they can clear about 120 containers a day. They've cleared about 20 containers. We went there, we did the research. We went there. That's the difficulty our people find themselves. They prefer to keep the money rather than to import and lose. You see? So we say for duty purpose, why can't you peg the dollar at a certain rate quarterly, maybe for the up to December? That what comes to me, if you are going to, when we're complaining, they jump it up to 9.2. When businesses are complaining, now you've increased it. Like the gentleman said at the tilapia joint, cumulatively 18.5% on just one common tilapia. I don't fault them anyway. So we are talking about the tax rate in the system. Our tax rate is extremely high. He said when you are clearing 20 feet container or 40 feet of this dispensation. So and we also said Bank of Ghana, why do you increase your policy rate? Maybe you want to check inflation. By then, why can't you work out with the commercial banks and let them come out with this policy that, as a regulator, that in between your policy rate, your reference rate, let's cap it. You can't go beyond certain interest rate. Maybe just add 5%. But now, as it stands, it's about 13 or 15%. Regulate the activity so that we can even have some relief from these commercial banks when we go for the money for them. Because by all means, we need money to transact business. And at this moment, we find ourselves, we don't know why government keep on. That is why our brothers in Kumasi, those who sell the confectionaries, were going on. And it's a worrying situation. And at this point, business have bled to a certain level that now they want to rest. So we're saying Wednesday coming, we are putting our business, our tools down. We are not going to be operating for now from Wednesday. So we see if you have something to, maybe go and get some rice, 1 bag of rice today and keep it home for your family. Yeah, because business, we want getting to the people. We have identified the problem. What are the solutions government is bringing on board? We heard that there was a stakeholder engagement with, we don't know what kind of group of people they met, because we are on the ground. We know what happens on the ground. So I believe governance is a collaborative effort between government and its stakeholders. But if that collaboration is not there, and all that you want to do is to maximize revenue in the interest of the business community, pretend to be collecting. I don't know whether we want to let the international community see us as if we are doing everything possible to get the needed revenue to pay our our bills.
You need that.
Yeah, but then if you want to do that, you don't do that in the detriment of your own people to kill businesses. So at the end of it all, when exchange rate has shot up so much, we see that shot up so much to 12.6, which business will survive under this? So timing is also important in business, and government must also seize that. At this dispensation, we find ourselves, what kind of relief are we going to give to our? But then, at this dispensation, we found ourselves that we are saying things are difficult. Exchange rates are shot up so much, interest rates are shot up so much, and now you are sitting at doorsteps of businesses and become their sales agent. That's a worrying situation too. That's what
the government just wants to monitor that. You're paying the right taxes.
Yeah, but who says we are not paying? That's why I'm saying that if you want compliance to go up, let your tax rate come down. The tax rate is too much, 50% cumulatively. Winston, can you go into business with that? Just imagine you import just Toyota Corolla. You buy it from US about $2,000, $2,500, and you pay freight about $1,000, more than the cost of the item. It's only in this country that we can find this situation. It's never happened anywhere in the world that the taxes is more than the cost of the item. This is the only country we find ourselves in that dispensation. So it's business are not healthy. Business are bleeding. Some have bled to a certain level that it's difficult for doctors to resuscitate them. And therefore, we say, for now, let's halt businesses. So, GUTA members, we appreciate your challenges, the trading community and then the buying community, consumers, that on Wednesday, we are going on sit-down strike.
We've heard this before.
Shops.
They won't go.
Well, Mamavi, be assured. Go and get some eggs. I know you like. So
thank you. Thank you.
Fortune rice. It needs just a little water. The grainstones stick and the aroma and taste are delicious. Fortune rice, always on point, just like mom.
Now introducing Fortune Emuka, your tasty Ghana rice for all your rice meals.
This advert is FDA approved.
Just like mom.
This is your last chance to make things better for an unforgettable religious tour of Israel from the 13th to the 19th of November 2022. Package starts from $2,900 and includes visa, flight, accommodation, 3-meal plan, transfer and tours, which will take you to Jerusalem, Nazareth, Jericho, the Wailing Wall, and many more exciting tours. To register, contact Litina Travel on 0244-260-789 or call Gifty on 0270. Advert is sponsored by Joy FM, Litina Travel, Sunny TV, Sunny FM, and AGI.
Ghana, get ready for God's General Senior Prophet Jeremiah Motofufi once again in Ghana. With the theme Ghana Rico at the Independence Square, Acquah. Time 4 p.m. each night, and attendance is free. And on the 7th, which will be the last day, there will be special impartation and anointing service for ministers of the gospel, politicians, public and civil servants, businessmen and businesswomen at International Conference Center, Accra, at 4 p.m. and is strictly by registration. For inquiry, 8-924-929. Jesus is Lord.
The Energy Commission, in partnership with the Ghana Education Service, is proud to announce the grand finale of the 3rd Senior High School's Renewable Energy Challenge under the theme Clean Cooking and Food Processing Using Renewable Energy Technologies. Who wins the competition? Will it be GSTS, Business